Have you ever found yourself wondering if there are subtle, almost invisible ways to tell if a woman has recently experienced intimacy? Maybe it's pure curiosity, a hint of intrigue, or perhaps you're simply trying to better understand the complex dynamics of human connection. The truth is, the clues can be far more noticeable than you might imagine. Yet, most men completely miss them. We live in a world where direct questions about such private matters are often off limits, and rightly so. But what if there's a silent language our bodies and behaviors speak? A language that, when understood, can offer profound insights into the emotional and physical states of those around us? This isn't about invading privacy or making assumptions. This is about sharpening your observational skills, deepening your empathy, and gaining a nuanced appreciation for the complexities of female sexuality and the emotions tied to intimacy. Traditional dating advice often focuses on grand gestures or overt signals, but a Stoic approach teaches us to observe, to understand, and to react with wisdom, not impulsive judgment. It teaches us to see the subtle currents beneath the surface. In this video, we're going to dive deep into 5 key, subtle signs that might reveal more than meets the eye about a woman's recent intimate experiences. This isn't just about physical changes. It's about her mood, her body language, her communication, and even her behavior in the hours following intimacy. By the end of this video, you'll have a clearer lens to interpret these often overlooked signs, and more importantly, a greater respect for the intricate nature of human relationships. So, if you're ready to learn more about the fascinating connections between psychology, behavior, and intimacy, and gain a unique perspective that most men simply don't possess, hit that subscribe button right now and give this video a like. It's a small gesture that helps us reach more people who can benefit from these insights. Are you ready to explore these surprising signs together? Let's jump in. Number 1, a noticeable shift in her mood. Our moods are constantly shifting, but one of the most telling, yet often overlooked, indicators of recent intimacy is a noticeable shift in a woman's mood. Think about it. After sex, a woman's body releases a cocktail of feel-good hormones like oxytocin, often dubbed the love hormone, and endorphins. This can lead to her feeling profoundly at ease, unexpectedly joyful, or deeply contented. Here's the paradox, though it's not always universally positive. Research published in the Archives of Sexual Behavior highlights how emotional responses can vary widely. If the experience wasn't fulfilling, or if it stirred up emotional complications, she might instead seem unusually distant, pensive, or even a little irritable. So what should you look for? Pay attention to any sudden, unexplained changes in her emotional state. Does she seem unusually cheerful, surprisingly calm, or perhaps unexpectedly reserved? But here's the crucial point, a Stoic reminder. Don't jump to conclusions too quickly. Mood shifts happen for countless reasons. Stress, good news, bad news, or even just a good night's sleep. Take a step back. Consider the broader context of her life. By observing with care and empathy, you'll gain a deeper understanding of her emotional world without making assumptions. Practice observational detachment. When you notice a mood shift in anyone, ask yourself, what are 3 other possible explanations for this mood besides intimacy? This expands your perspective. Number 2, the unmistakable post-intimacy glow. Have you ever noticed a certain radiance, almost a luminosity, on someone's face that seems almost inexplicable? This is often called the post-intimacy glow, and it's more than just a romantic notion. It's rooted in science. During intimacy, there's a significant increase in blood flow to the skin, combined with a rush of those powerful feel-good hormones like endorphins and oxytocin. Dermatologists explain these physiological changes temporarily boost circulation, giving her complexion a naturally fresh, rosy, and vibrant appearance. Her cheeks might appear slightly flushed, her skin looking healthier and more radiant than usual. It's a subtle yet noticeable brightness. But before you leap to conclusions, remember a Stoic principle. Context matters. Glowing skin can have many causes. Excellent skincare, a vigorous workout, or simply being in a fantastic mood. If you spot this radiance, consider it a valuable clue, but always combine it with other indicators to understand a bigger picture. Ultimately, this glow is a fascinating example of how our bodies reflect our deepest emotions and experiences, a connection we should always approach with curiosity and profound respect. Next time you notice a glow on someone, instead of assuming, simply appreciate the vitality. How does this shift your perception of beauty and well-being? Number 3, a shift in her body language. Our bodies often speak volumes without uttering a single word. After intimacy, a woman's body language can subtly, yet profoundly change, becoming noticeably more relaxed, open, or even a touch more playful. You might observe her sitting back more comfortably, leaning in slightly during conversations, or carrying herself with newfound ease and confidence. Research on nonverbal communication consistently shows that positive intimate experiences often leave people projecting more confidence and openness through their posture and movements. For example, her gestures might seem more fluid, her smile more genuine, or her overall presence more magnetic. These are subtle yet powerful indicators of both physical and emotional satisfaction. Pay attention to these nuanced shifts. Is she unusually at ease? Perhaps standing taller or exuding a quiet confidence she didn't have before. Maybe there's a natural warmth or enhanced energy in her demeanor. These small shifts can speak volumes, especially when paired with other signs. Of course, body language can reflect many things. A great day, a moment of relaxation, or simply feeling good about herself. The Stoic approach reminds us to consider the bigger picture and not rely solely on these cues. Practice observing body language in everyday interactions. Focus on subtle shifts in posture, gestures, and eye contact. How does this improve your overall social awareness? Number 4, subtle hints in conversation. Sometimes, the most revealing clues aren't in her appearance or body language, but in the things she says, or, crucially, chooses not to say. Women often drop subtle hints in conversation, whether consciously or unconsciously, that can point to a recent intimate experience. These hints might come in the form of offhand remarks about how she spent her evening, playful comments about feeling particularly relaxed or satisfied, or even a vague mention of someone she spent time with. Research on indirect communication shows that people often hint at personal or private experiences through subtle language, especially when those experiences are private or emotionally charged. It's a way of sharing without being overly explicit. Pay close attention to the tone and content of her words. Is she more lighthearted or teasing than usual? Does she bring up someone new or talk about her recent activities with a knowing smile? For instance, she might casually mention feeling surprisingly well-rested or joke about needing to recover from a very fun night. These subtle conversational cues, while not definitive on their own, can offer meaningful insights when combined with other signs. However, the Stoic principle here is vital. Approach this with utmost respect and an open mind. People share what they're comfortable with, and these hints might not always mean what you think. By listening attentively and considering the context, you can gain a better understanding of her emotions and experiences while maintaining a thoughtful and non-judgmental perspective. Instead of listening to respond, practice listening to understand. How does this change the dynamic of your conversations, allowing you to pick up on more subtle cues? Number 5, understanding her behavior after intimacy. Let's talk about an often overlooked yet revealing aspect, her behavior in the hours following intimacy. While not always obvious, her actions during this time can sometimes offer subtle post-intimacy clues when observed thoughtfully. For instance, she might display lingering signs of arousal, such as touching her skin more frequently, adjusting her clothing with a certain self-awareness, or even taking extra time to freshen up. Research on post-intimacy behavior shows that many women experience a heightened awareness of their bodies after sex. This often leads to small, sometimes unconscious, actions aimed at maintaining a sense of cleanliness, freshness, or renewed attractiveness. Consider how she behaves after returning from a date or spending time away. Does she appear unusually attentive to her appearance? Is there a noticeable, almost radiant energy as she fixes her hair or subtly adjusts her outfit? These subtle behaviors, while not conclusive on her own, can sometimes hint at a recent intimate encounter. As a Stoic, observe these patterns, but remember, they are part of a broader perspective. People are complex, and these observations should always be considered within the broader context of her personality, mood, and current circumstances. Reflect on your own post-significant experience behaviors. How do your physical actions subtly reflect your internal state? Understanding yourself helps you understand others. So, to recap our journey into these often missed signals, we've explored 5 crucial, subtle signs a woman has recently been intimate. These include a noticeable shift in her mood, the unmistakable post-intimacy glow, changes in her body language, subtle hints she drops in conversation, and her specific behaviors in the hours following intimacy. Each of these can provide valuable insights into her emotions and experiences. But remember, they should always be interpreted with immense care and a profound respect for her privacy. Here's the critical takeaway, a truly Stoic principle. These signs are indicators, not definitive proof of anything. They are pieces of a larger story, not the whole picture. Relationships thrive on trust, open communication, and mutual understanding. So, if you notice these cues, resist the urge to jump to conclusions or make assumptions. Instead, use these observations not to satisfy mere curiosity, but to deepen your connection by approaching her with empathy, curiosity, and a non-judgmental perspective. Carl Jung wisely said, "The most terrifying thing is to accept oneself completely." In understanding these subtle signs, you are not just observing her. You are also growing your own capacity for observation, empathy, and wisdom. You are accepting the complexity of human nature within yourself and in others. Prioritize creating a safe space where she feels comfortable sharing her feelings and experiences if and when she chooses. This builds genuine trust, far more effectively than any attempt to read her. If you found this video helpful, if it opened your eyes to new perspectives on human connection, then don't forget to subscribe, like, and share with others who might benefit from these insights. Your support helps us continue exploring the psychology of relationships, attraction, and connection. And we want to hear from you. Have you ever noticed similar subtle signs in someone? What patterns or behaviors have stood out to you in your own experiences? Drop a comment below and share your thoughts. Your stories might provide valuable perspectives for others navigating the intricate dynamics of relationships. At the end of the day, relationships are about much more than just reading signs. They're about building trust, fostering open communication, and connecting on a deeper, more empathetic level. While understanding these cues can be helpful, always prioritize respect and genuine empathy in all your interactions. Thank you for tuning in, and we look forward to seeing you next time. Until then, keep exploring the fascinating world of human connection and stay curious about the psychology that drives our relationships.